Here we go again. Maybe. If we get everybody on here. La walla walla. Okay. Hopefully we're live. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I have to use my phone for chat, so I apologize. Here. Gonna go again. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm as interesting as Chris, but I will try. You just get me. I'm all by my lonesome now again. All right, good deal. So if you saw earlier me and Nate taking on one another, we ended up calling it a draw. I didn't feel like chasing his little bottles around an hour. Unfortunately, this board was ideally set up to keep me chasing him. So I really didn't want to get into that. I think you wanted to watch it either. All right, so got lunch in us. We're ready to go for another 3 hours. Got a drink, got a full tank of gas, 2 packs of cigarettes, and an hour to get there. I give everybody a couple of minutes to trickle in if they want to show up for this session. I was going to change out and put my desert board out, but I didn't have enough people to not just end up being a shooting gallery. We stuck with the green board. There you go. I know it's not the right quote, but it's something like that. One of my favorite movies of the time. Play with cards. Oh. Chris, I thought the Ryoshi was looking good. If you're still on here, Bloody Lemming. I didn't have the sound turned, so I couldn't hear what you saying. Which suit of armor was that? I think so. I didn't see anything that looked too out of whack for me. Okay. I thought it was Templar with the way that you were doing the mask. I think we had the sizing taken care of as far as narrowing it down a little. So whatever the I don't if you I don't know if you've got a copy of the plastic one or not. I think lengthwise, you can still go with that. Down a little. I think that's probably pretty. Roger, Roger. Yeah, just whatever the Ryoshi is, the original first one is lengthwise. Just go with that. We'll upsize it a little bit to allow for squish. Yeah, whatever it is right now is fine. So if it's 43, make it 45. That'll give a couple of millimeters for it to squish in and hold it. All right. So since I don't have a opponent for this session, I'm just going to kind of play a little bit here with the two horses, showing some movement, showing some how things go. I know some of you here were earlier, but feel free to ask questions, have me stop, have me redo things. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the roles that these guys have, things that they do best. We'll start off with that for a little bit, and then play a few rounds. I thought it was pretty cool to see the Thunderbird take the Emperor out. Of course, I think I kind of eradicated that Starhawk. So I guess I had it coming. So what we've got here is we have a Terran squad, we have a Rock squad. These are special squads as far as the game goes. They can have up to 4 models of anything. Really, you're only going to be limited by threat value, depending on what kind of size of force that you want. So, if you've got kind of a special force group that you're trying to think that you want to try or something like that, special squads are good for unique squads. You can put, if you want to have, you can have 4 aircraft, have a 4 aircraft flight squad. That's what you. So it allows you to do some interesting makeups. It's also a good catch-up squad, and can be from 1 to 4 models. So you could put 1 model in it. A lot of times, if you're building a force group and you've got some points left over, or you're needing to get a secondary squad, not secondary, but like a fire support squad or a recon or something, secondary squad, you can, because special squads are primary squads, you can actually put 1 model, get that primary squad, and then come around and buy you a secondary. So they're good for that. So basically, the way that I set these up is I've all the special squads that we kind of use learning squads. They're 4 models each. Ideally, I try to put 2 attack, a fire support, and recon model in each one. Right, you're only allowed 1 specialist squad. That's the reason why it gets to do almost anything that it wants, but you can only have 1 of them in the game. Also, if you have any models that have a specialist designation, I don't think that there's really any in the game right now. It's kind of something we left open. Uh, you can. That's exactly. You can do exactly that. Um, it's you can build it however you want to build it. Uh, so, but like I said, if a model has a specialist designation, it has to be in a specialist. So, like I said, I don't think that we really have any of those right now, other than maybe the new uh, ion cannon models. I remember if they're specialist. Um, yeah, I mean, you can do that if that's what you want to do with a specialist squad. You can. I like to use it as a catch-all, um, especially if I'm using vehicles or stuff like that, or if I need one more guy in there, um, just to use some value points or something like that. It's a place I like it, especially with because you can got a 4 or 5 vehicle squad, and you want to put a couple more in there. Obviously, they're different cards, but you work them together, and that works out really good. Is he a specialist or is he unique? Or is he might be both? I know we've been trying to put some in there. I'm pretty sure that all the ion cannon was specialist. Yeah, yeah. The Devastator model is kind of a weird duck. He is a little crunchy, just because of how he's set up. Uh, so that's one of the reasons why I can't really. I don't want squads of them. Um, but he makes sense from a defensive standpoint. I mean, I could see a model being built like that, basically a walking bunker. Doesn't have a lot of movement, but he's got to have some to get him from one location to another. But he's really ideally a more of a defender. You would be surprised how many emails that I get like, can you make this unit? You do this one. That's for me. That is the wonders of the construction system. You can make whatever you want or change whatever you want for your game. No, you don't need no help from me. And if you really want a good sniper for Templar, just take the duel. Take the duelist and shoot salvo every time. Bam, bam. You would be amazed the holes that can open. Can I get a VTOL aircraft with I don't know that I could do that. I don't know if that I could get that many aircraft. Might be a little tricky. But the other thing that Specialist allows me to do is, from a game design standpoint, um, sometimes in a scenario, I need to have something that's kind of weird and wacky out of the way. May not fit in the normal whatever, but it makes sense for the game. So that's a good for me to be able to throw. Yeah, I mean, if you want a great sniper, the duelist is not going to go. Like I said, you can take that one shot and salvo +5. Yeah, it will. You can punch some holes. Um, One thing that I do want to build, I've been kind of sketching it out. Of course, I'm on the Mandalorian train with everybody else, but the, they're at mid-season when they showed the Walker crane. They're in the seaport or whatever. I have got that one in mind. We need a quad crane, so still playing around with that. That's gonna be something cool from a scenario standpoint, or just some window dressing on the board. So we've got several engineering stuff like that that we've built that we just haven't put out. That's what the dual cast is going to be great for. Those kind of models just are not economic to either as a Kickstarter or just send over and get a mold made of it. Exactly. Well, and you can actually, there is the essay is in there for models to do repair and resupply during the game, and that's really what those are for. Is, I mean, in the grand scope of things, obviously in the time frame, couldn't really go out there and recharge or whatever. But from a game mechanic standpoint, models like that are kind of cool. You know, just something to be able to go out there and get a model back into combat and that. So that's where we plan on having some models come out to use some of those essays that we haven't been able to take use of. So, but like I said, with the dual cast, you know, there's a lot of models that we can come back and do now that are low run enough that worth doing it is still more. Nanites, man, how do they work? You know, I don't know if that's just a joke question or you're really asking me how they work. To be honest, what you see in the rule book is about as far as we've got with it. Something that, you know, down the road we thought we'd try to put the science more or something like that. Oh, rebuild. No, the to me, nanites cannot do anything complex as far as they're not like a 3D printer or something. You couldn't throw a thing of nanites out there an hour later come back and have a car. Okay. To me, nanites are able to you know, do very simple tasks like reconstitute, you know, fix a pathway, fix a wire, something, a conduit that got broken or something like that. You know, they're used to make barriers, walls. I think that they used to build, you know, just simple, non-complex things like that. So that's my theory behind how the nano. It's like the kind of like how I talk about armor. You know, you never can get that 1 point after it, except with, you know, higher end engineering or whatever. But you know, that's me. Is, you know, when that they deploy kind of like a foam and they go to where the damage is or whatever. And I think that they take little bites of armor to bring back in. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, it's just kind of a duct tape. It's just think of it as very simple, non-complex items. So it's something that they need a brick, if you, whatever, you know, they're good for it. And take something that's already there and add to it and cover up a hole, or, you know, if you got two ends of a conduit or two ends of a wire, you know, they can take from that and put it back together. And that's where the repair rule comes. It's not an automatic. You know, there may not be enough material, there may, whatever reason, it doesn't work. So, you know, it can or it can't work. But if you give them enough time and get somewhere safe and stuff, they can get you fixed back to it. Okay, so anything else before I dive into what I think these models do best? Before I start shooting another? I know we were talking earlier too about cards. I think everybody kind of knows my feel on it. The new way that these are set up, especially if you print them out like by a squad or 4 of them together or whatever, these work really, really good in these vectors. They're lined up so you can print them out and put them in there. It's something to consider to take into account if you want to. Another cool thing with these, by putting them in these, want to, instead of using dice for damage or whatever, you can an erasable marker, track off columns. I see a lot of people do that. It helps keep them lined up. So something to try out if you haven't tried out. I just knocked these. We've got a color laser printer downstairs. I printed these out this morning, front and back, and slid the 2 pages into here, and got good. Okay, so let's talk about the Terran Special Squad. Now, it's a little different because it doesn't have 2 attack models. It has 2 fire support. Because got the Thunderbird, which is their big 12 DT model. But the Thunderbird, like the other big ones, is actually a fire support model. Then he is attack model. Now, it could be argued that it can go either way, but his original design was to sit back and help launch rockets into something before use the particle bolt guns to protect them up close and move in and clean up. So tough. He's got a good movement of 6. Obviously, he's got the 12 DT, which and going to push his threat value up. He's 1119, so he is expensive. He has heavy particle bolt guns. He's got 2 heavy rocket 10s. Good armor. He's got 8 armor. Good close combat assault because of the particle bolt. So, but he is he's either got to stay back with him and commit with the rockets, or if you want to get up in the face, you just got to take what you can get and move up in there. Get a good map like this or something that gives you a lot of cover. It's a lot easier to him effectively. But he is giving up half range to max. So, it's going to take, he could take 2 or 3 rounds of back fire before he gets there, which is not good. Or could be. So you need to kind of be careful with that. So, but he is a support model. I think that the support covers him well because he is not a frontline, get up there and go kind of model. Not like an ogre. Yes, violence can be killed. All right, so the Starhawk 6, which tends to be a lot of people's favorite model. I really like Starhawk 6s. Each group has kind of their version of him in one way or another. The Chancellor is a real good one for the Aeon that I like. They talked about the Sabretooth the other night for the Ritter. So, but these guys are dedicated snipers. Okay, they have high-end, medium speed and armor. They are set up to. We've got here on the Starhawk 6. He's got 2 medium MRACs and 2 medium guided missiles. So he's got all the longest range weapons in the game. For him to be truly effective, though, he has to have a target. So whether he's, so he really needs somebody in the unit ST so that he can keep moving and keep. And they're just devastating. They do good damage with. They've got 6s for the MRACs and 5s for the guided missiles. With the target lock being provided, that lets him get his target computer and his wisdom. And, of course, he gets his wisdom in there too. But with that being said, if he can't get that target lock, he does have assault too. So you can run and gun him and just keep shooting the MRAC, go that direction. So that works out really good. He's just a great man. Just not going to do much better as a journeyman, somebody that's able to do everything. Now, the nice thing with the Terran squad is it has the Raptor and the Talon 2, which both have EST. So generally in these type of games, squad on squad, everybody goes for the recon as soon as you can, trying to knock their EST down or something. So at least with these guys, you have the ability to do it, have it done different ways. So they are, of course, the Raptor is pure fire support. He's just rockets and guided missiles. But he is a good one to do that. He can get him in a position where he doesn't have to move or very much. You know, he can sit back there and just target lock and fire and support. Great model. Both of them also have double time, which is a big deal for on model. Get that +2 for moving every time. Only the trick you have to take into account is they have to go in a straight line. They get one turn, but other than that, they've got to. You have to be careful not to box yourself into it. I don't know if you watched our game earlier. You know, I got into that with my con. I was trying to use the area back here to keep him moving, and I got off a turn and I paid for it. So the Raptor is, and the Talon. I love the Talon. I think both the Raptor and the Talon are great looking models. You know, so I look forward to the future when we do, you know, variants of them that we can, that'll allow us to do sculpts. I think they both could stand for an update because they're made off the original metals. So I look forward to make some. So, all right, go over and look at the Rock Squad now. Now, here we have more of a traditional starter squad. We've got 2 attacks. We've got the fire support and the con doing the recon. You know, the Emperor, what can you say about the Emperor? I mean, or not say. I mean, he's slow. I'll give you that. He's slow. But got armor 9. Close assault is not as good as some of the models out there because weapon loadout. He does not have he basically gets his close combat just off of his armor ability to soak damage. I have seen so many jury-rig battle tech type models made out of different CAVs. I lost count. There's enough CAVs out there with enough parts that you can pretty much build anything you want. Anyway, and the Emperor's got the MRACs. Of course, the big difference between MRACs and the Macs are the MRACs are loaded up front. So they do the best damage in the game, but that's their special ability. Is they do good damage. So, you know, point for point, you're going to get more damage on average out of an MRAC than you will a Mac. They have the same range, but where the Mac gets its bang is on blaster. You know, you're able to, you know, depending on how the roll comes out, you can punch a big hole. Again, if you're here earlier for the game, Dictator, he punched the crit on the Thunderbird. That's with a medium Mac. So it's, you know, blasters are great for picking those holes through them. Also, the MRACs have the ability. MRACs can also be shot against aircraft, and whereas a Mac cannot. That's another. Um, the Dictator B, um, medium max. This is what I was talking about on the map. Um, Dictator Bs are great learning models. That's why we use them a lot. They have the max, they've guided missiles, they've got rockets. They're the rockets and the missiles on them are really snack pack kind of weapons. They're more designed for lighter vehicles and infantry and whatnot, or to take out somebody that you've already got shot up. If you want to do that, that's pretty much where their plus is. They both have WISOs. They both have targeting computers. So if they can get that target lock, that's going to help them even. The Conqueror. He is basically another fire support. He's up there with the Raptor. Just doesn't have the EST and some of the other abilities. But he also has the ability with chain fire pod and fire control, especially if you get some of them where they can work together in the same squad. Conquerors can be pretty nasty. They have heavy rockets 10, so they're good damage. You get a squad of Conqueror Bees together, and they can really put the hurt on something. The Con, he is our little recon guy for the Rock. He has got double time, so you want to try to keep that going. He has EST. He also has ECM2, so that's a nice counter, that you can use too, especially if guys get close to each other. You might think about, you're not going to get your ability necessarily use your EST, but if you're trying to keep moving, but you can keep the other side from target locking, so they can EST, so forth there. So that's a good thing to go. He's got 2 light laser bolt guns. He can take out other recon guys. He can take out infantry. You can use him to do a little cleanup, but other than that, especially with armor 4, you got to be careful. And that's really where, double time really comes into play, because obviously that number is applied to the combat world. It kind of helps. You can look at it that way as armor, so if he can double time instead of armor 4, it's one way to look at it. The main thing that I see players having the most trouble with starting out is SAs. Remembering what you got, a lot of the SAs repeat between how it works. But people forget. Rugged is the biggest, reinforced. Biggest one that I see people forget about. And reinforced applies to final margin of success, not to the actual rolls. So that's something to take into account. So, if you're 3 over, add that to your damage of 9, and the guy's got 6 armor, so margin of success is 3. Reinforced will take that down to 2. If it's reinforced 1, reinforced 2 will take it down. You can never reduce it below 0, so you're still going to take, but it can save you some damage. It can take a 5 down to a 4. It can take 10 down to 9. So, it could keep you from crashed. It could pilot check. So it's a good thing to have. What else? That's pretty much the main ones to see here today. Will come into play. The Talon 2 has an East. He has the ability to a little of that. They both the Con and the Talon 2 have Assault 1. That allows them to run and gun a little bit if you need to. If they fire both, they're still going to get a -1 to their roll, but it's better than -2. So The other thing that I see people have a lot of trouble with, and there's not a good way to do this. I have thought, I've come up, I've tried to. CAV has pluses and minuses. Uh, I've looked at it from several ways as to try to, everything is pluses. Something has to give somewhere. Make everything pluses, and you have two different numbers. If you make pluses and minuses, take those two numbers off of it. So kind of a wash. But you can do it one of two ways. I'll tell you one way, and then I'll tell you the way I do it. I see people apply them to the target points and combat rolls. So, and it's kind of counterintuitive a little bit, but if you have a negative situation modifier, which generally comes from the side of the game, you can take those from the target point. So if you target point 6 and got a light woods, you can add that. And this comes back to where I was talking about, where you can make everything plus numbers, but you have to add them on the different sides. But if you want to consider your negative numbers like that, those are positive numbers to be added to the target point. So if you've got a target point 5 and got a light woods cover, it makes a target point 6, 7, 8. You can just build the target point up that way. Then when the attacker rolls, he takes his modifiers and applies it to his combat roll. So that's one way to do it. I've seen it that way. It doesn't work as well for me on that. I take mine up and down off of one number. So if my target point is 6 and he gets 2 modifiers, harder to hit, makes it an 8, but I get 3, then I take it back down to a 5. That way I'm only rolling against that one number, not trying to anything else. I know that at the end of the day, all I need to overroll is that final number, because when I make that roll, there's nothing else to add on. Already got it figured. So what I tend to do is I will roll a pair of dice for every weapon I'm firing at that particular time. If I've got the same numbers, especially for everything, I'll use multiple sets. A good thing to do too is have an extra D6, or you can use one of the D12s or whatever, especially if you've got a lot of rolls that you're making, to remember what that number is. If you're rolling against a base 5, set that down there so that just to keep it in mind. I'm firing 3 weapons. If missiles are one of them, you can say, hey, the guided missiles are the black. But you can roll, there's double ones. But now, anything that's not a 5, just take it away. So now I know, here is a miss, but that could be a chance for ammo or something. By 6, I know I'm 3 over. Then I can look down here. My damage is 3. 3 and 3 is 6. Your armor's 5. Voila, I'm 1 over. So that's the way I do it. I find that works the best for me. And that's the way I try to teach people. We're always looking at better ways to something, better way to explain it. So, if you've got a better way, if you think of a better way, let me know. We can evaluate it and see how it goes. But that's where the math comes into CAV. Luckily, most of your modifiers are all 1s and 2s generally, so it's not a big number to have to worry about. And the same thing with salvo. You can figure those on. I get that. I just try to get rid of all the modifiers and get that base number that I'm rolling against, and that way I don't have to go back and try to think of it. Does that make it more complicated than this or more complicated than that? I don't know. I don't think so. I think in the grand scope of it, any game that I have ever played, you're always adding or subtracting modifiers, one way or another, some charts or whatever. But if you really look at it, at the end of the day, you're still doing the same thing. Still the same process. All right, however, whatever floats your boat. Okay. Any other questions? Comments? Digs, dags, whatever you want. Oh. Want me to, at any point, you just want me to explain a rule? Please let me know. I'll be glad to give you an example. I've got some vehicles and aircraft and stuff over here. We can on a Saturday. I hope the weather is nice, guys. We're very nice here. Wind's not even blowing us. I don't know if you noticed or saw it come up on news. I don't know what you watch or whatever, but the Department of Transportation in Kansas. Of course, Kansas is a big aircraft. Have every aircraft manufacturer in the world somewhere an office of, but they have established a basically it's a racetrack in the sky for supersonic flight for testing. So Wichita area, it goes over Wichita and over El Dorado. So you have to be at 39,000 feet or higher. You may start hearing sonic boom. I'm assuming there must be some of the aircraft companies testing something or asked for that, but I think all right, so let us play a little CAV here. Show you how some of the guys do. Of course, when you're fighting against yourself, you tend to maybe do things that you wouldn't normally do. Oh, who do I want to have win? The Terrans or the Rock? I have all the Rock do stupid things and the Terran do cool. Who knows? Okay, so what I normally do, we did a little different on the first one, but what I normally do is, first squad on squad is one card. They each get one card. So it's kind of funny to shuffle two cards every turn. So what I do is I usually take 2 or 3 cards, both sides. That way I've got a little bigger deck, and you can reshuffle those each turn. That way, percentage-wise, they both have the same number of cards, but it doesn't get down to one card versus one. So now we're gonna do deployment first. In this particular instance, we're gonna say that we shuffle our cards, we draw our first card, and that's who deploys first. In this case, we're gonna say it's a red card for the Rock, because I kind of left this end of the board a little more open for deployment. So generally what you want to do, and this goes back into how you want to set up the size of your board. If you're playing on a 4x6 mat and you play with the normal standard 6 inches deployment and everybody moves to that full of that 6 inches, just lost a foot of your board. So actually you're playing on a 4x5 board. So I find that CAV, I wouldn't play any smaller than a 4x4 board. Obviously, you know, I've commented over and over and over about combat ranges. I like a game of maneuver. I like to be able to move. I think it's silly to spend the first 3 turns moving because we're just going to move into combat anyway. So let's start at combat as soon as we can. So that's where the longer ranges really come into the if you start on a 4x4 mat and you start, what I always like to say is to move onto the map. Okay, so let's say, you know, I'm going from side to side, so I've got this is 4 foot this way. So, you know, you can say, you can start off the game right away with movement. So, you know, if this is the edge of your board here, and the rock get to move first, you know, just have them move onto the board. So, you know, right off the bat, you know, there's 1 inch right off the bat. So I'm on the board and then can move there. That helps with a smaller mat. You can play on a 3x4 board or even a 2x4 mat if you want, and just play the 4 foot direction. You won't have the width, but at least you have 4 foot. I just wouldn't go any shorter than 4. Just so that there is the ability to maneuver. Because like I said, if you're playing, you're getting rid of the deployments or the deployment zone. If you're moving onto the mat on the first turn, you're kind of getting pretty close to that 6 foot board anyway, just in the way everything's set up. So don't worry about that. But like I said, if you want to play on a 4x3, it'll work. Just play the 4 foot way and keep the 3 to the width. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and so here's a normal deployment edge. I think okay, so you can see this is the where my hand is here on the right side. That's the far edge of the board. It can be. Like I said, I would not enter a board on a 3 foot entrance. I would keep at least 4 feet. And like I said, if I was going to play that, I would move onto the board. So this is my far edge of my mat over here on this side. So your normal deployment zone is 6 inches. So that gets you out to where that, you know, it may not show up. Go back. There we go. That ought to be a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we can see. So that's my 6 inch deployment zone for that particular side. So in the instance where if I'm deploying first, anywhere along the whole length of the board, I can deploy up to that 6 inch mark. So in this case, I'm trying to keep everything kind of on this side. So we're going to just deploy. Let's go this way. Get a little. And you can have him face in any direction you want to right off the bat. So you come way down here. I'm going to, like so. You can't see all of them right now because some of them are behind my head, but we'll move into it. But you kind of get the general idea of where they're at. And then we're just going to leave the Terrans over here where they're at. They should be good to go. Okay, so let us go ahead and we're going to shuffle our cards back up again because it's squad versus squad. So whoever comes up first, they're going to deploy or move their whole squad. Okay, so first up is the Terrans. Okay, so we have, right now we're just going to do some double moves. The Thunderbird's got to move 6. The Starhawk has got to move 7. Talon 2 has a move of 11, and the Raptor has a move. So to get, this is heavy woods. The way I play is if it has 2 or more woods on it, I'm sorry, 3 or more woods on it, it's heavy. 2 or less, it's light. So in this case, this is a heavy terrain, or heavy trees here. So trees cost 3 to move each inch. So if the Starhawk is doing a double move, which would give him a normal of 14 inches, 6 inches across there, so it would cost 18. So he's not going to be able to get all the way across there. But we will see. So we'll go 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, little quarter. He's got a little left for that. So that moves him 14 inches. It keeps him in the woods. If his base is within 1 inch of the edge, he can shoot out of the woods and not get the modifier. He can also, if being shot into the woods, he can, as long as the center of his base remains in the woods, he still gets cover from the woods. So that's his move. Now our Thunderbird at 6s, he's going to get a 12. So he's going to use his free turns for each move to turn out a little bit there. So that gives him a total move of 12. Going to have to pay 1 to go up for the elevation. So that makes it an 11. So that gets him way up there. Now, you cannot move through each other. The only models you can move through are infantry. So you have to watch out sometimes how you stack guys. If you get somebody in somebody's way, you know, they need to move first. Now the Talon can get double time. And here's something that sometimes people get confused on. The only thing that keeps you from not getting your double time during one of your moves is the turns. You get your 1 free turn, but if you make additional turns, you lose double time. But as long as you spend all of your movement points going forward, you get your double time bonus. So in this case, he has rough here, okay? There's 3 inches worth of rough in front of him, which will cost 6 inches of his move. Well, he's got a movement of 11. As long as he spends all those points going forward, even though he didn't move all 11 inches, he still gets his double time because he spent all of his movement points. So he's got 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? He is qualified for double time because he has spent all 11 points moving forward, regardless if he got slowed down or whatever. So, and this is level 2 water, so they can't move through the water. He is going to make a free turn at the end. Now, he doesn't have to move. He's got double time at this point, so he doesn't have to do it again or whatever, but he's going to move a total of 10 forward because he had to pay 1 to go up the elevation, but he didn't have to pay anything going down. So for double time markers, we are using these for now. So he has moved up here and has double time. Basically, our Raptor is going to go the other way. And again, he's going to be able to get double time. He can turn. He can move 2 inches to the woods. Then 5, 8, 11. At that point, he's qualified for double time because, again, he's moved all his movement points. But he's going to keep going because he's got another 11. So we're going to go 3, 6, 7, and then 4 more forward. Okay. So that gets him his double time. All right, now we're over to the rock. Now, we have Mr. Emperor. He's super slow with 4s. Dictator is 5. The Khan is 11. The Conqueror is 9. So the conqueror, well, first of all, so since I'm going to try some combat here. So I'm going to go ahead and declare for all 4. Yes, you can use that 1 free turn at any point. So if you want to go 4 inches, make your 90, go 7 inches, you're good to go for double time. You can use it at any point. It's just if you make a second turn, then you lose double time. And where that basically comes into it is, I look at it as when you're moving in a straight line, even if you're moving through rough or trees or whatever, generally you're reaching your maximum acceleration. So you're harder to deal. When you start making the turns, it pauses you a little bit. That might be for them to load to get the perfect shot or something. It also avoids people from kind of taking advantage of it, because we've seen this is, let's say that we've got a movement at 11, he'll go 2, turn, 2, turn, 2, turn, 2, turn, and depending on how many points he's got, he goes nowhere. He stays in the very same area, but because of the way originally double time was written, he qualified for double time. So since people were taking advantage of that, they lost it. Right, and that's where it has to be forward. So that's the other caveat there. It has to be forward movement. But that fixes it. And it's something that it's my fault for not paying attention to it and catching it, because it was a tactic that got used in BattleTech early on. That to the point where people were trying to get their movement modifiers, and in the original rules, you could move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and be +2 to hit. And that was just like, so just people taking advantage of things. So it is what it is. Okay, so the con is going to target lock the Talon and move. The Conqueror is going to move and indirect fire the Talon with his, yes. And that's it. And, I played these games long enough, and I should catch that stuff, but I don't. The biggest problem that I have had is, especially when stuff gets worked on for a long time, is I get kind of tunnel visioned. And so it makes sense in my head because I've told myself the same thing 50 times. So sometimes it doesn't always transfer to you as well. Or, I look at how I would play a rule and how I would use it, and that'll be fine, no deal. And then of course somebody breaks it. And then Emperor and Dictator are each going to move and indirect fire the Talon. So we will see how that works. All right, so my con, he's going to move his full 11, make his turn. That qualifies him for double time. And he's target locking Talon. And since he has EST, he will transfer that to the other models. All right, the Conqueror is going to turn and move his 9. But because, and you have 180 degree arc, so he's in my arc anyway. Your CAVs can 90 degree rotate, so that turns that line of fire that direction. I'm sorry. It has 180 degrees turn because it can turn to either side. So the 180 doesn't turn with it. So as long as he's got 180, he's in his front. Okay, Emperor, with his movement of 4, is going to take his free turn and move 4. Again, we've got the 180. The Dictator is going to make his turn and then move 5 to here. Again, we've got the 180, so everybody's good. Okay, so first off, our Conqueror, and he might actually have even got line of sight to this. He did, actually. So he gets a +1 to a strike point because he can actually see the ground that he's standing on. So a strike point first to see if we're on target. Strike points are a 10+ roll, which means they're an automatic if you roll a 10, 11, or 12. So it's what I tell everybody every game, just go ahead and roll. Because if you roll 10, 11, 12, we don't have to worry about modifiers. All right, so 6, we may need to worry about because we need to get that number over a 10. Now, I can see him, so that gives me a 9. The target lock from the con allows me to use my target computer, which gets it down to an 8. Right, so I'm not going to be able to get that 6 up there. I needed to at least roll an 8. So in this case, and then because of range, I think there's a range modifier for medium. Yeah. So it's an automatic. I'm sorry, I keep saying my brain stopping. As I get older, I do it worse. Scatter, the word I'm looking for. Because it's a medium range shot, you add +1 to the die roll, or to the direction. So we roll a d10 for direction and range. So in this case, it's coming 6 inches this direction, and then add the 1 would make it a 7, so it's going to splash here. Nobody's around, so it doesn't do any problem there. All right, Emperor. He's going to try his strike point. Now he can't see him, so can't see. Okay, I've got a 9. It's going to be. I've got target lock and Wizzo, which takes it down to an 8. 1 for the range is a 9. So a 9 is good enough for me to get on target. The Emperor just has 2 light rocket 10s. So I need to roll 6s. But because it has double time, that's when you add that in as to the combat roll. So I need 8s to even hit him. So we're going to roll. Got a 9, that's good there, and a 6, which is not going to do anything. I'm 1 over. I add that to my 4, or to my 3, which does a total of 4. The armor on the Talon, I believe is armor 4. So as long as I hit it right on the money, he's going to take a point of damage. So, got damage. Dictator. I'm going to go for strike point. That's going to be, because that's going to be, so it's going to be even. So we're going to do our scatter roll. It'll be +2 because of range. 6, 8, so it's going to land over here. Then I'm done. Activation's done, so the damage takes effect. So Talon takes 1 point of damage. Okay, any questions? Anything that I did that people didn't follow along? Did everything make sense? According to yeah. Okay, so we'll go with that. Okay, new turn. Voila, voila. Now I find, you know, obviously when you have an objective involved, that kind of changes the way everybody moves. But is everybody's general feel when you have just a kill or be killed, it just kind of everybody kind of closes until they get. I find that in about every game I play. So it's a lot of moving until we get close, and then it's just pounding each other. Of course, with the stationary modifiers in the game now, that does make people think a little different. Shuffle everything, go back up. Cards stacked up. We're going to turn the top one over. And Rock get to go first this time. Now, their double time stays active till their next activation. So you don't lose double time if you don't get your card off the. All right, so we need to figure out how we want to do that. Talon's going to be in trouble because he's kind of stuck in there. Again, this is where I talk about getting your recon guys into a corner. The con going to move, target lock the Talon again. Conqueror is going to move and shoot. He's going to direct fire the Talon. Don't think the Emperor is going to be able to get line of sight, so he's going to move an indirect fire. Dictator is going to move an indirect fire. On first, get our 11 here. So he is going to. I want to get him out where somebody decides he wants to take a shot. So we're going to turn, move our 11 here. I've got guys behind me, so I'm not as worried about being. They screw me up doing it next turn, but here we're good. All right, so I'm going to move the Conqueror. And I think was going to direct fire him. So we're going to go ahead and move. Don't think it'll make any difference. I'm just going to move 5. Then I'm going to go 6. Okay. Emperor is going to move his 4. This is the Dictator is going to be able to go up his 1. Going to take his free turn. Now, because of the elevation, he's got 4 left. Or 3 left. So if he can get up there, he can stay. Can't. So he's going to have to just set him there. Okay. And that's just how this board's set up. So if you had that closed up, it would be different. But I always play if he can't stand on his own, he can't be there. Now he can move through there. If he had enough points to go further, he would be fine. All right, so Conqueror first. He's got 2 guided missiles that he's going to shoot at the Talon. We are at range 22, so that's my medium range band for the guided missiles. So my base to hit number is a 7 for medium range. It goes to a 9 because of the double time. But I have party up 1, so that takes it back down to it. No woods between us, So I'm going to be rolling against 8. So we're going to roll both of them at the same time. 2 guided missiles, 2 medium guided missiles, 8s. All right, so I've got an 8 and I've got a 9. Actually hitting things. Okay, so I've got a 0 and a 1. Guided missiles are a 5. So I have a 5 and a 6. His armor is 4. Doesn't have rugged. Oh, he does have rugged. So, I'm sorry, he doesn't have reinforced. So the 5, the exact damage is going to do a point. The 1 over is going to do another point, but it's not enough to do any rolls. So we're going to keep track of that for now, since we have other fire coming in him, in case, so that we know that he's only got the 1 damage for this combat. Okay. Indirect from the Emperor. We're going to roll our target or strike point, 10 or better, at medium range. Is a 5. It's not even going to be. All right. +1 to the roll. 3, 4. It's going to end up over here. Okay. Dictator. Take our strike point roll. The 9. That might close. Yeah, it should be right on target because it's going to be sure range. Oh, it was just right outside. I guess if he got up on the hill, that'd have been better. So it's a long range, so that's a +2. It's a washout for the targeting computer and the Wizzo, but I still needed a 10. I need crap only. I don't get no help. There's nothing else to help. Just double check. If I had not moved, I would have got a consecutive attempt. That's not going to. All right, so that's a scatter at +2. So, oh, wait a minute here. 9 inches going that direction. Oh, lucky, lucky Thunderbird. All right, so I'm done. We'll add the 2 to the 1 he already took. Damage now goes into effect. He has 3 damage. All right, so it's their turn to move. All right, Talon is like, what the hell did I get into? So he's going to double move. He's going to try to get the hell out of Dodge. He cannot double time now because at 3 damage has a movement of 9. Let's see. All right. So he's going to double move. T-Bird's going to double move. No, T-Bird's going to move and indirect fire the Conqueror. Raptor is going to target lock the Conqueror and move. Or move and then target lock. Starhawk is going to move and direct fire the Conqueror. So let's do, we have a movement of 9. So he's going to do his free to 90. That's going to take us to 4 6, 8. That'll leave me 1, so 10 going into the next one. 2, 4, free turn for the second one, and 6 inches because you don't pay going downhill. I'll put him over there. But he does not get double time. Raptor is going to target lock and move. We've already gone this turn, so he might be able to luck out and not. Now to keep EST, you have to stay within 36 inches of the guy. There is no target range on target lock, but I do have to keep within 36 inches. That's not going to really be a problem on the board, so we should be good to go there. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna take a chance and not. So he's gonna move 10 inches forward. Turn. Keep his double time. He's gonna target lock the Conqueror. And all right, Thunderbird. Free turn. He's gonna go there. And he'll be shooting Thunderbird, Starhawk, movement of 7, so that'll let him go. Gonna have to pay for the woods. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Don't breathe. He's up there. All right, Thunderbird first. He's going to try to get his strike point for his lock. He does have line of sight. He is on a level 2 +3 because he's a CAV, so he's 5 tall. This is a 4, so he can see him. So strike point first. It's probably long range, but we'll see if we just get it on target. 5 is not going to be enough to get it. All right, so we are going to, I'm pretty sure it's long range, so +2, yep. +2 for scatter is going to go 6 inches. Right there. What's the AOE? Still 1. All right, so it's going to land there, but it's not going to be enough to get it. Okay, now, Mr. Starhawk, though, this is direct fire. Should be range. You're going to use the longest range for whatever weapon it is. So 32 is long for the MRAX. So even though it's medium for the guided missiles, uses the worst range. So in this case, he's still at long range, which is a base number of 8, 9 because of the woods, and then -2, 1 for Wizzo, 1 for his target computer because of the target lock. So he needs 7s all the way around. 4 rolls. Okay. The red and the orange are the missiles, the black and the yellow are the MRAX. There's our guided missiles. There's our MRAX. Tucker could be in trouble. All right, so both of these were 8s, so that's 1 over. MRAX are 6 +1 makes them 7s. Conqueror has armor of 5, so it's 2 over and 2 over. So that will be 2 points of damage. Guided missiles, 1 is a miss, but 1 is a critical. So he is going to get to add another d6 to that roll, which is a 1. So 6 and 6 is 12 is 13. So I am 6 over. Guided missiles for him are a 5. So 5 and 6 is 11. My armor is 5. So I'm going to take 2 points of damage. And I am suppressed. I have to make a piloting skill roll at 7. So suppressed means I cannot move towards the enemy, and I am -2 to any rolls that I after this act. Use the upside down counters for suppressed. And then I have to roll a 7 or better to keep from falling down. A 9. We're up like a champ. Okay, so we took 2 points of damage total. No, 4 points. 1 and a 2. Ouch. Okay, so let us shuffle our dice. Any questions? Everybody's awfully quiet. I hope that just means you're all working on hobby things, that you're painting CAV minis while you're listening to me drone. Shuffle our 2 cards up again. Back on top. Pop one over. Oh, Rock get to go first. Okay, so Mr. Conqueror is in trouble. Emperor is ready to come out, but he's not ready to take on those 2 by him. The Con, probably relatively safe. Chance. Going to play it safe. He's going to double move. Conqueror is going to move and indirect fire the Starhawk. Dictator is going to double move. We're going to kind of play it. Emperor is going to move and indirect fire. But we don't have any target locks or anything because of EST. So Mr. Khan is going to spend 3, 1 to turn around. That's going to allow him to run 10. But that's not going to let him have his double time yet because he did not turn. But he's going to use his 1 free turn for his second move. And we're going into the woods. So I have a total movement of 7. I go 3, 6, 9, about a third of the way. Okay, but that gives him his double time. Keeps him out of the action. All right. Mr. Dictator is he's going to double move. So that'll get him 4 to here. The 1 to get up. Quite that quick. And then he's going to make a free turn. And then he's going to start his second move and use his free turn there. And move to there. Okay. Conqueror is down to a movement of 7. And he cannot move towards the enemy closer. So that means he has to go that way. Because if he goes straight, it takes him closer to the. So he's got to move perpendicular. That's the right. He's going to take his free turn. Going to move. Okay. And that keeps. Then our big boy is going to make a free turn and move. Okay, so now we got a little indirect fire. We're going to roll our D10 first for our strike point from the Conqueror to the Starhawk. That is a 4 with the 2. That's a super. That's going to land right in there. Okay, Emperor, strike point roll on the Starhawk. 6 is not going to be enough. So, going to come back here. So, pretty unproductive round for the. All right. The Talon, he is going to attempt to repair and then do a move. The Raptor is going to target lock the Conqueror and move. The Thunderbird is going to move and indirect fire the Conqueror. And Starhawk is going to move and direct fire. Taking my forget where we're at. Have you spent your CP? No, I'm not going to play with control points, command points. Since this is just kind of a little picky game. Okay, so let's do a repair. We haven't done a repair yet. That was asked about last game, so we're going to try one. All right, so to make a successful repair, and because I have rugged, successful means I get 2 points. So I'm after a target point roll. 10, not a 10 plus, but a target point. So I'm going to roll 2d6, and I get to add whatever my damage control number is for that particular time. So I have 3 damage, so I get a +4. So if I roll a 6 or better, I've repaired 2 points of damage. I've got an 8, so that takes me back to 1. Which can never be repaired. Okay, so for his move, I'm going to running out. I don't know if my arms are long enough here. Okay, so the damage does not go into until the end of the activation, so he's still got to move at a 9. So we're going to go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I know not everybody is a big fan of our bases, but the bases are basically 1 inch. So you can That's kind of measured sometimes in open areas. So tight. The Raptor has got the move and the target lock here. He still has his 11. So he is going to return to keep from running into the back of the Talon. And 11 is going to put him right here. Getting a little flanking action here. Okay. Mr. Thunderbird going to be able to go 2, 4, 6, 5. I'm sorry, 5. Okay. Mr. Here is going to make his turn and end up here and spend his last point. Now, because they're on different elevation levels, they can they don't block line of sight for each other. Now, the T-Bird does not have direct line of sight on the Conqueror because this is a level 4. Level 1 and 3 is 4. But he's on another one up, so he has direct fire. That makes sense. Okay, so T-Bird's going to shoot first. He needs strike point. Is a 6. Don't think that's going to help him. Not enough. Going to scatter plus 2. It'll be 8, so that'll put it up here. No bueno. But Mr. Okay, now trees don't have a set level. So if it comes through trees, it doesn't matter. He is clear of this Lightwoods, but he catches this Lightwood. So he is range, should be long range. So my base number to hit is an 8. 9 because of the woods, and then -2 to 7s because of the targeting computer and his Wizzo. So same thing, MRAX, guided missiles, rolling against 7s. All right, there's a hit, miss, a miss, so 1 of each. All right, so I'm 2 over here, 3 over here. So guided missile and 2, 7. My armor on him right now is a 3, so he is 4 over. I'm going to take a and then that's 1 more, so that's going to go up and be another point of damage, but it's going to make it a 4, which means he's going to have to make a pilot check. So he's going to take 2 points, turning to a 6 now. And he has to roll a 6 or better to not fall down. And he actually needs an 8 because of his suppression. Which he rolls an 11. He's up like a champ. So he spent his 1 turn suppressed, so he remains suppressed until he activates. And it'll go. Okay, got everything done. Up again. what we can. I like to lay them out on the table. It's just, when you with these less cards, it just get a better mix. Okay, well, that, and then we'll draw a card. Go for this one, and the Terrans go first. Not what the Conqueror wanted. Now I've got a problem. Guys coming from both sides. The Raptor going to double move. The Talon going to move and target lock the Conqueror. And then the Starhawk and the T-Bird are both going to shoot the Conqueror and then move. Crazy nuts. Okay. So Raptor, he's going to shoot this corridor here. Up right there. That'll give him his double time. He's going to move up to here, which gives him, since he's within 1 inch of a level 2, right now he would have heavy cover from Dictator move. All right. Our Talon is going to make 1 free turn. He's got to go 7. It's a rough for total, but gives him his double time. He has his double time back. And then he target locked the Conqueror. Okay, T-Bird is going to shoot first before he moves. So we're rolling for a strike point. Is a 9, so we're on target with that. We're on their range. Well, range doesn't. So his base number is 6. Nothing else gets in the way of that. So 2 6s. I don't know what. Since I hit, I'm so used to missing. So rolling against 6s. Okay. That's going to be an ammo roll, but the 8 hits. So I'm 2 over. So 2 and 5 is 7. 6. I'm armor 3. That's 4 over. So that's going to be a point of damage. That probably kills. Right? 7. Yep. And then his move. 6. There. You're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He lost his fire because he was shooting the Conqueror too, so Conqueror's dead. All right, so now it's the Rock's turn. Well, I got to stay with what I was. I turned to mess. So the Khan is going to target lock the Thunderbird and move. The Emperor is going to move and direct fire the T-Bird I think that the dictator is just going to do a double. So to get double time, I'm going to turn heavy woods 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Probably going to get swamped by the 2 recon guys over there, but there's not a lot of. My move here is going to be 3, 3, 4. Now I'm going to combine it with the other one, so that gives me a 6. That gets me 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to use my free turn. Okay, and then Mr. Emperor is going to use his free turn. Move 4. And then we're at the 180, so we're good. Almost got the dictator in there. Okay, so we have, for our Emperor, we've got our 2 big MRACs and we've got our guided missiles. So we're going to have 3 rolls. Should be short for everything. Nope, I'm going to go medium by an inch. Darn it. All right, so base number to hit is a 7, but it goes to a 5 because of my Wizzo and my target lock. So I need 3 5s. These are going to be the max. This is the guided missile. Rolling against 5s. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do my ammo roll. He has limited ammo. Since I'm playing myself, I can. Yes. So if he rolls a 1 or a 2, he has jammed his rockets. He rolls a 4, so he's good there. So guided missiles hit, MRAC hit, MRAC possible critical, possible jam. So we'll go through the damage first. Guided missile is a 5. I am 4 over, so 5 and 4 is 9. T-bird armor is 8. So even with, he doesn't have reinforcement. So he's going to take a point there. And then the MRAC is 1 more, so that's going to move it up to a 3. So he'll take a second point there. That will finish our attack. Now I will roll a possible ammo for him and the MRAC. Limited ammo as well, so a 1 or a 2 is a 3, so we're good there. All right, that ends that one. Shuffle our cards again. Rock really needs the first card. If not, they're in big. Maybe not. I mean, we did a couple of points. That Starhawk is awesome. Okay. Top card. Yeah, the Terran. Natural. Okay. All right, the Raptor is going to target lock the Emperor and move. The Talon is going to move and shoot the Khan, hopefully. T-Bird is going to move and shoot. Starhawk is going to move and shoot. So let's get this part done first. Free turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That keeps him. Hopefully he'll be 36 close. All right, Talon, he is going to come through here. Waka, 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 waka. He's going to end up there. Turn. He can keep double time. All right, so he's going to shoot the con. We'll just do that since that's the only one that's going to be back there. The Talon has 2 laser bolt guns, which are ranges of 10. So, medium range. So our base number to hit is a 7. Nothing else helps because target locks or whatever. 2 7s. So you know what I'm rolling against. 2 light laser bolt guns for 7s. All right, a 3 and a 4. That's not going to cut it. All right, T-Bird. He still has a movement of, nope, he's got a movement of, nope, still movement of 6. We are going to move 6. There. Go ahead and turn. Okay, so now we have the option here of shooting these on overdrive. Normally I would declare overdrive or salvo as part of my attack, but I already knew I was going to do it, and it's going to make any if I was going to do it. So I don't think that I will overdrive right now. I think that it's probably yeah, let's overdrive. We can rock the Emperor right now. Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be 7, but yeah, it's 7 inches. It's medium, but I've got a target lock on him. I've got a target computer of 2. You know, how can you not take that? So range 7, 6 for my Wizzo, 4 for my targeting computer. So 2 4s. You roll overdrives on 4s, won't you, James? This could be a game changer right here. Okay, well, let's not waste anything. Okay, so base is an 8, so armor is a 9, so that's not going to do me no good there. But the 8 is good, so 4 and 8 is 12. 3 over. 3 goes to a 2 because they're reinforced, but he takes 2 points of damage. I'll put those there for now as a reminder. Now, he has to roll to see if he overheats. So, because he shot 2, shoot 1, you overheat on a 1. If you shoot 2, you overheat on a 2. So he's going to roll. And he rolls a 1. Cool. So that means I cannot use my particle bolt guns next turn. Great. Okay. T-Bird, or Starhawk time. All right, we're going to come down here to there. That keeps us a nice line of sight. That's probably going to put me in minimum range for my guided missile. Who cares? We don't have to shoot them. Damn the torpedoes. Range is, yep. Okay. So just the 2 MRACs. Short range, so base of 6, 5, 4 because of the Wizzo and targeting view. Target lock from the Raptor. Well, it depends. I mean, that's when you're that close up and I don't get to use them next turn. That could come back to haunt me. All right, so I'm rolling 2 4s with the MRACs. Again, let's not waste a number. All right, so MRACs are 6, so that's not going to do me any good. 8 is not going to do me good because his armor is still 9 until the end of active. Is going to just take the 2 points of damage. All right. Can you salvo and overdrive? Yes, you can. But it's one roll. Because salvo is a fire part of combat, whereas overdrive is an S. So, but you can really make a big hit, especially if you got like 4 of them. Okay. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do. Well, the con is going to move and shoot the Talon. So that's his plan back. He's got to figure out a way to get loose from it. So the my Emperor is going to shoot and then move. My Dictator is going to target lock. Well, actually, I probably can because they're both going to shoot the. All right, so he's going to stay stationary and target lock and shoot the Thunderbird. Okay. Emperor is going to, all he can do is his 2 MRACs. Short range, a base number is 6. Got Wizzo, makes them 5s. Two 5s. All right, that's a miss. There's an 8. So I'm 3 over at 2 damage. I am 8. So that's a 10. Armor on the T-Bird is a 7. 3 over, so that is still, so he takes a point of damage there. All right. Dictator is going to be within minimum of the guided missiles, so he can't use that. So he's going to be medium range for the 2 max. He is going to, so that's a base number of 7. Targeting computer and Wizzo takes them down to 5. 2 5s. We're rolling against a 5. Okay, there's another double 1s. Okay, so 5 is 2 over. So that's an 8. Armor is 7, so he's going to take another point of damage. Double 1s means he's got to roll a, he's just got ammo, so he only jams on a 1. So he's good there. Okay. So we did 2 more points of damage. T-bird a 4. Okay. So this is where I may or may not be in trouble. If the rock gets to go first again, the dictator can get out of that stationary modifier. If not, he's gonna. But my feeling, not that I know the guy or anything, but I think that the two of them are gonna combine on the emperor, because if they can kill the emperor and still be alive. Oh wait, I gotta do my con. I forgot the con. So he is going to do his move of 11. He's going to make a little bit of a turn. That way he has double time. And then he is going to shoot his 2 laser bolt guns. And he is going to salvo those so that he can get a +4. So I am at short range, which is a 6. I'm within 3 inches, so that makes it a 5. Salvo makes it a 4. But he has double time, so that goes back to a 6. I've got 1 shot, 6 or better. Is an 8. Okay, so I'm 2 over. Is a 5. Talon at a 1. Has armor of 4. So I do a point of damage. We'll drive by. Yeehaw! Okay, so shuffle them up and off we go to the races. Now, again, the T-bird is basically out of action this round because he has lost use of his overdrive or his particle bolt guns and minimum range. On the rockets, not in a really good position. The rock need a card. They haven't had a card for like. Okay, so what do we get? Top card. Oh, green again. Can't even close assault because he has no offensive weapons right now. So, and he's in the way of the Starhawk. All right, the Raptor is going to target lock and move. The T-bird is going to double move. The Starhawk is going to move, shoot here. The Talon is going to shoot and move. Con. Well, here's my thought process on Salvo. Salvo is really good at range for helping with range modifiers. It's also good, especially like on the Duelist, for a punch. If you're really trying to get through a higher armor than you would normally be able to go for. Up close, especially on something damaged, obviously the multiple are probably going to come out better in your. So that's the way I look at it. Okay, so get everybody out of the way first. T-bird has a movement of 5 now. So he is going to return. He is going to move 9 is going to free turn and use his last one to move there. All right. Got the target lock here. Now, I'm going to kind of combine my move in combat here. I have a move of 7. So I am going to, well, it's not going to, I thought I was going to have to go closer than I. He's going to go 6, 7, return. All right. I'm sure the Emperor, if the T-Bird had his particle bolt guns, this could be a. All right, so he can't shoot. He double moved. He's going to shoot the 2 MRACs. We're at short range. We're not within 3, so he's not going to get the close bonus. So my base to hit number is 6. Goes down to 4s because of Wizzo and target lock. I'm going to be rolling 2 4s. Again, let's not waste anything. All right, so the 5 is 1 over. So that's going to be 7. Emperor's armor is at an 8. So this one hits but doesn't go through. This one does a point of damage. Anybody else is shooting on him? Okay. The Talon is going to do a little bit of a move shoot kind of thing. So he's going to make his free turn. All right, and now he's going to do his direct fire. So his base number to hit is 6. It goes down till 5 because they're within 3 inches. So he's got 2 medium laser bolt guns at 5s. I'm sorry, at 7s as a double time. So 2 misses, and now he'll go ahead and finish his move. I'm going to put him 11 inches right here. He's got actually but that still lets him double time, right? Because he's still a 10. Okay. That finishes that. Okay, so the Khan going to move and shoot the Talon, and the Emperor is going to shoot and move. The T-Bird and the Dictator is going to shoot and move. Okay, so let's do the Khan first, because this is going to be kind of. We're going to go ahead and give up our double time. Have to come around. So I can go 3, 1, then 1 there. And this should give me, I'm going to come all the way right up here behind him. Not get my double time. Okay, so we are going to shoot these separately. I am at base short range 6. I am 5 because I'm within 3, and I am 4 because I'm shooting him in the back. So I need 2 4s. I'm sorry, 2 6s as a double time. Good thing I keep looking over there. All right, the 4 does me no good, but the 8 is 2 over. So is 5. Talon at 2 is 3, so I'm 2 over. So I will do a point of damage. Will cost him his double time next. Whether that's good or bad, Ishti will let us know. Okay. Our great and mighty battle over here. The Emperor is going to, he's going to shoot first. So we're at short range, which is a 6, 5 for my Wizzo. So 2 5s. This will be a good time for some big numbers. All right, a 7 and an 8. So the 7 is 2 over. I'm at 3 damage, so that's 8. So that is 10 total. Armor is 7, so that's 3 over there. That'll make a 4 for another, so he'll take 2 points. B. Then he is going to back up. Because I still have a movement of 4. All right. The Dictator, going to lose his stationary, is going to shoot at short range. His 2 max, and that's going to be base 6, base 5s again because of Wizzo. Oh shit. Okay. So at base 5, I'm 4 over here. Those are medium max. Okay, so this one is 4 over. So 4 and 6 is back to 10. He was at armor 7, so he's 3 over again. So that's going to be another point of damage. Up to 3. Now, because this is a 10 and I have blaster on a medium mac, I get another d6. So that's a 6. So I've got 16 total, so I'm 11 over. So that's 17. And he was at 7, so that is 10 over. So he's going to take 3 points. And I get a chance for a critical. In this case, I've got a 10. And that is going to cripple his weapon systems. So he's a +2 to his fire from now on. So we'll just leave that on there on that deal. That is all my combat. We didn't do enough. Oh, I need to finish my move. And he is going to turn. Okay, then that is going to make him go to 10 damage total. And I think that finishes that turn. All right, pretty good turn for the Rock after all. After all that. Could have been much uglier. It'll be very ugly if they don't get a good card. If Rock gets the red card, this could be the turning moment because they could finish off the T-Bird. The Emperor's only got 3 damage. The Khan can play with the other 2. It's a strange match. And what's funny is I'm playing myself, but I really didn't think this is where it was going to end up. It's that being able to, I've got two halves of a brain. So the other side never knows what the other one's. All right. We're going to cut the deck this. Maybe that'll help. Cut the deck. Finally, the rock get it. All right. The con is going to shoot and move Talon. In the end, I hate to do it, but I'm going to. We're going to target lock. The Emperor and the Dictator are both going to target lock the, because we want him dead. We need him dead. Do I? Do I want to? Am I worried about him at 10? What do you think, James? What would you do? Would you take both of them and finish off and make sure you're dead, or take a chance that he's not as deadly as he can be and try to hobble the Starhawk? My gut says to do the Starhawk. What does everybody think? Do we finish off the Thunderbird or do we go for the Starhawk? Damage at 10 is a 4. And he's got a +2 because of his targeting computer hit. Gut tells me to target lock and shoot the Starhawk. Yes, I believe so. All right. I'm going to pull stationaries, but this could be a make it or break it round here. All right, so let's do the con first. It is base 6, 4 because of the close range and the back shot. So 2 6s. I mean, sorry, 2 4. Well, 6s because of double time. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so the 10 is 4 over. So that's a 7. Mr. Talon has a 3. So that is 4 over. And that's 5 over. So he is going to take 3 points of damage. What's his cost? Pilot check at 6. So he's going to go to a 6. 1 more point kills him. And then he's got to make a piloting check of 6 or better, which he does. All right. Look at that con go. Con's taking out the Talon. And the Raptor is useless. So he'll get his turn. Okay, so Starhawk armor right now is a 7. So we're going to remember that. His armor is a 7 because we got lots of stuff coming down. Okay, so we are target locking and shooting the T-Bird. Everything's at short range. So 6s, 4s. Yep. All right. Emperor first, 2 4s. And 2 9s. So we're 5 over. 3, that's 11s. So we're 4 over on both of them. So 2 points. A pilot check here, possible. Okay. Dictator. Let's not waste anything. So they are, his base to hit is a 6. That's not going to be enough, but that's going to do a point. So he's going to take 3 total and have a pilot check. 6 or better. Whoop, let's not waste that roll. Okay. So it is Green's turn. He cannot get double time anymore. Okay, so this is our make it or break it moment here too. So now if you are the Terran player, this is quite the conundrum. Do you try to punch the hole through the Emperor since you got him on the ropes? Or do you go after the Dictator, get him kind of hobbled, but you leave an Emperor with 3 damage? What do you think? My gut says go after the Emperor. Yes, he can overdrive. Because I think even if you rolled perfect and killed the Dictator, they got damage on your Starhawk, you're almost dead in your T-Bird, and you've got an Emperor. All it does, it keeps it still at 4. 9 won't do it. Of course, he's got rugged, so if he does, he'll go to an 8. So that would give him 1 point back damage if he's successful. I think you got to go after the Emperor. I think you can't, even if you kill the Dictator. Well, I can't measure it yet. I'm going to say that it's short for the Starhawk for sure. Yeah, we're going to EST. That's all the Talon's going to be. The Talon is going to target lock whichever one I think I need to go after. No, they're both stationary. You ask a lot of questions. You pay better attention. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're. That's what I think. I think you have to, because like I said, even if you kill the Dictator, you have an Emperor in the middle of you with only 3 damage. Okay, so the Talon is going to target lock the Emperor and move. The Raptor is going to move and direct fire the Emperor. Then the T-Bird is going to move and shoot the Emperor overdrive. Yeah, we're running out of ways. Yes, we are. That's what I'm saying. If you kill the Dictator, you got an Emperor in the middle of you with only 3 damage. The Starhawk is going to move and shoot. So we'll take, let's see, the Talon only has a move of 7 now. So he's gonna this and go here. Raptor is going to make his free. $11. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and shoot the Emperor. Should be medium range. It is for his guided missiles. He has a targeting computer 1 since we have the target lock. So it's base 7 -1 for targeting computer is a 6. -1 for stationary makes it a 5. -1 for shooting him in the back makes it a 4. So 2 4s. All right. They're 5s, so that's not going to do any good at 3 because our armor is 8. And 5 and 2 is 7. No, let's see, 6, 2, yeah. So, Emperor. All right, so both hits, but no penetration. Okay. Thunderbird. The move of. They're going to turn. Baby, we are going for. In your face. Wonder what that number is going to be. All right. Short range is a 6. It goes to a 5 because of we're within 3 inches. It goes to a 4 because of it could have went either way. I mean, it didn't help that I rolled 4 and a 6. So anyway, because if I'd rolled the 4 and got the +1, it still wouldn't have done any good. All right, you screwed my math up. All right, base 6 goes to 5 because of 3 inches. Goes to 4 because of stationary. Goes to 2 because of target lock. Goes to 1 because of Wizzo. And then it goes back to 3 because of the targeting computer. So overdrive on 3s. Okay, that one's not going to do any good. This is 6 over. So 6 and 4 is 10. So that's 2 over. Goes down to 1 because of reinforced, but he's still going to take 2 points. Okay, but now he's got to make the roll. Needs a 3 or bigger. Nope. All right, so he has overheated again. But it really probably wasn't going to matter. Well, it could have. Okay, so that finishes him off. Our Starhawk at 3 has a move 6. So he is going to turn. And he is going. Okay. So, again, it's short range. It is a 6. It is a 5 because of minimum being under 3. Goes down to a 4 and a 3 because of Wizzo and target lock. So 2 3s. They are giveth and taketh away. Okay, so 8, 6 over. So 6 and 6 is 12. His armor was, so that's 4 over, and that's going to be goes down to 3, and then 4 goes the other one. So he's going to take 2 more points. Got a pilot check at 6. He made. That is where reinforced just saved his bacon. He would have missed it. Running out of room here. I don't normally get this tight. Get out of here. All right, but we've got him to a 7 now. Got a little bit of problems. All right, I think that takes care of Okay. Oh, it's already 6. I get for talking so. This is gonna be the round. This is the deciding round. I think whoever gets the card just won the. Is my feeling. Problem they got is they're both the Terrans are both all hurt, and the Rock's dictator is. All right, got them hopefully shuffled. I don't think I'll cut this time. What happens? Terrans get the card. All right. Of course, T-Bird can't do anything. So he's going to double move. Talon is going to target lock the Emperor and move. Raptor is going to shoot. And Starhawk is going to shoot. So, move first. In. Or. Move. First is 2, second is. Not gonna, I don't think it's going to matter. If we don't kill the Emperor. Okay. Talon. His move of 7. Turn. Okay, the Raptor is going to try to shoot first. 2 guided missiles. It's medium range, so that's a 7. 6 for stationary. 5 for target lock, and 4 for back shot. No, he couldn't. He might have, but it's not going to matter, because if he did, he's putting himself in trouble with the dictator. Okay, so that's 1 over. Guided missile is a 5, so that's a 6. Emperor's armor right now is a 6, so that's that'll be a point. And then the 9, 3 over, which goes to 2, so that's going to be, so he did 2 points. And he's going to make his turn and move 11. Okay, Starhawk is planning on moving, shooting. His movement at 3, 6. So he is going to 3 move, 4, 5. How's that? There's the back shot. That doesn't give you the back shot hard on, nothing will. All right, so short range is a 6. 5 for the back shot, 4 for minimum or being within 3, 2 for Wizzo and target lock. So 2 MRACs at 2. Yeah, this is going to hurt. The 8 is 6 over. So that's 11. He was armor 6, so that's 5 over, which goes to 4. So that's going to be another point. But the 11 is 9 over. So 9 and 5 is 14. So that's 8 over. That's 2 points of damage. Two, he takes 3 more. Five damage. He is pressed. He 8. Got a pilot check at 7. But he stood up. Okay. All right, now it's the Rock's turn. The Emperor is basically kill box at this. So he is going to target lock and can't move forward, can't move backwards, can't move any other way anyway. So he's going to target lock and shoot the Emperor. Dictator is going to move and shoot the Starhawk. The Khan is going to move and shoot. So give him his double time back. Okay, so it should be short range. It is. So that's a base of 6. Back shot makes it a 5. So 2 5s. All right, that's a miss, but the 5 is enough. That's 5 over. So kills the Talon. Only had 1. All right, Emperor. Gonna try to go out with a bang. So he's got the 2 MRACs, short range is a 6. It goes to a 8 because of the suppression, but it goes back down to 6 because of Wizzo and targeting. So 2 6s. That's a miss. That's 2 over. So 2 and 5 is a 7 against a 5. So that's 2 over. So that's going to be a point of damage. That'll be his attack. All right, Dictator is going to, he's got a movement of 5. So he's going to make his free turn. And then he is moving back 2.5 inches. Gets rid of his suppression. or not suppression, his not really, because the Starhawk is bad in close combat, and T-Bird's guns are out, so he can't do any damage right now. All right, so short range, 2 max, 6s, 5s for the Rizzo. All right, so 2 6s. So 1's over, both are 1's over. So those are 7s. Starhawk is armor, 6. So he's going to take 2 points. Okay. Well, I thought that turn was going to determine it. It could go either way. Should I cheat and want to win? Oh, he won't do that. We're going to shuffle them all up. All right. Oh, dun-duns. Okay. Oh, how the cards are so fickle. All right, Raptor is going to target lock the Dictator and move. T-Bird is going to move and shoot the Emperor, not on overdrive. Starhawk is going to move and shoot the Dictator. Okay, so Raptor, because we're right at the edge of the board, so there's his free turn. Gonna move 7 there. Okay. And then he target locked the Dictator. All right. Our move here, we're going to move back 4. And he is going to double shoot. So 6s, 8s, back to a 6, 5 for the Wizzo, 4 for stationaries, 2 4s. All right, well, he screwed the 3 up, but the 9's going to get him. Oh, because he's only got armor 5 versus damage 4. Over, yeah. So Emperor is dead. And then Starhawk 5 has a 5. Turn. Yep. Okay. So 2 MRACs. Short range is a 6. Goes to a 5 because he's within 3 at point blank. 5 goes down to a 3 because of Wizzo and targeting computer. 2 3s. Didn't waste anything there. All right, let's see. 5's 4. So he's got armor 8. Yeah. So he's 7. He needed 3, so he's 4 over. So 4 and 4 is 8. Armor is. We'll take a point. Okay. The how ugly is this? All right, the Khan is going to move and shoot the Emperor. The Dictator is going to move and shoot Starhawk. So first off, we're going to make our turn. 11. Short range is a base of a 6. So there's no target locks, no Wizzos, so he needs 2 6s. There's a 6 and a 7. We are at damage 3. So I needed, right? Armor on the Emperor on the is that's 1 over, so he's going to take a point of damage from that one, but that one is going to be, he needed 1 more. If he got 1 more point, he would have killed him. How does that suck? Yep. 4 on the money. All right. Yeah, that hurt. I thought I'd get him. All right. Dictator is going to do the 2.5 again. And double mac the Starhawk for 5. Short range is 6, -1 for Wizzo. Okay, so the 1 over 7 Starhawk is at 5, so that's 2 over. Doesn't have forced a point. And then the 7 is going to be another 2 total. What a scrum we have gotten into. Where the hell is it? Just in case, my phone may be getting ready to go dead, so I may not be able to see. We're almost done. This has definitely got to be the, right? The definite turn that has to be. Thought it was going to be 2 ago. But I keep drawing the damn parent or black in there. Can the rock get a break? Nope. Oh, what a deal. What a deal. All right. Well, the Raptor is going to move, shoot the Dictator. The Starhawk is going to move, shoot the Dictator. T-Bird going to move and shoot the Dictator. They got to finish him off, and then it's over. All right, so our Raptor, he still has his movement 11. So he is going to move 10 to 180. Lose the double time. He's going to fire both indirect or both direct fire missiles. And it's medium range shots. Should have paid better attention. Half an inch would have made all the difference. All right, so medium range. So I need bases of 7s. So there's nothing else helping. So 2 7s and 2 6s. Good time to roll. All right. Starhawk. Gonna move there and fire the 2 MRACs. Base 6, 5 for point blank, and 4 for the Wizzo. All right, 2 8s, so 4 over. So they're 8s. My armor is 8s. All right. Bird. Gonna make his free turn. But that's gonna even if I move 2. I'm paying attention there. Now, I get to do whatever. So I'm going to move back 2. It gives him line of sight. I don't want anybody to say that I cheated for the rock. Okay, so that's going to put him at medium range. So that's a base of a 7. Wizzo makes it a 6, goes to an 8 because of the targeting problem. So 2 8s. All right, that's a miss. That gets an extra 1. So that's 18. So he's 10 over. So that's 13 against armor 8. He has reinforced, so he'll take another point. Make him go to a 4. And he's got to make a pilot check. 6 or better. And he fell. All right. But it's their turn. Talon is going to, or Khan is going to move and shoot the. Actually, he's gonna target lock the T-Bird and then shoot. Dictator is going to stand up and shoot. This is for the marbles, kiddos. All right. This is the base 6, short range. and 5 for the target lock. He's got a 2, yeah, so that's going to make it down to 4. As long as he can roll 1 5 or better, that one's done. Oh, there's a 6, that's good enough. Con kills the T-Bird! Woohoo! Then he's going to move. Seven. Double time. Dictator is going to need 5s or 6s for the for short range, 5s for minimum, and 4s for Wizzo. Okay, that's 4 over. So 4 and 5 is a 9. Armor is a 4, so that's 5 over. So that's 2. And then that's a blaster, so he killed him. All right, I'm gonna call it. I don't think the Raptors got. That was actually the Talon that did that. That did the repair when he was a 1, so it kept him in the battle longer because he was going to be at a 3. So 2 kills for the Con though. The Con takes out a Talon and takes out a Thunderbird, and look, no damage. Has no damage on it. How often do you see a recon guy go through all the battle, especially and not take any damage? So neither did the Raptor, but the Raptor's in big trouble. He's got nothing up close, and he is not going to be able to take out the Dictator before the Dictator gets under his gun. All right, pretty exciting game for a one-on-one. I feel that it was. And got done right in time, too. So I thought that was a really good game as far as, I think that it showed a lot of the tactics, the way to play. You know, it kind of got into a scrum over here, but I mean, everybody kept moving for the most part. There was a couple of times when it got a little dicey that you had to make the decision. I think that if I decide to make that stationary modifier 2 instead of a 1, I think that would have had maybe a little more, make everybody worried, but I don't know when was the make it or break it for the game. I mean, the Thunderbird taking the weapons critical probably was not the best of things. I think that the Con being able to get behind the Raptor and the Talon and work them because they really needed to help try to take the Emperor down. So I truly thought the Terrans were going to with them getting first every time, but they just couldn't finish the Dictator off. The Dictator hung in there with his armor. They were nickel and diming him. So he stayed in there long enough to finish off who he needed to. So I hope everybody enjoyed the game. I thought it was a good, exciting game. But any questions, any commentary before I call it a day? So, Ilmarin, I mean, did it play about how you thought it was going to play? Particle bolt guns do not need at all. I can't even fathom that one. So I'll let you keep that one in the bank. I mean, literally in the first game, the Thunderbird did an 8-point shot as particle bolt. You know, you get the plus, you get the good with the bad. Well, and I understand that you don't have to, but I mean, as far as the general rules are working, you know, how you think that, so is more what I mean. I didn't see that one. It didn't happen. I think that if, because Nate came and played me on the first one, so Nate was very proud of the fact that he popped me for points. He eradicated my emperor. That's what I was telling everybody. Everybody always says a T-bird can't take an emperor. Guess what? First game it did. So anyway, folks, it has been a really fun day. We'll put these up on YouTube where people can watch them. I think they're both good games showing the concepts and things that are working. So we'll have those two on there. And other than that, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a long day. So I'm going to go over here and hit the button to disconnect. Disconnect. All right. Good night, good night, good night. Yes.